Welcome to AI in 10. I'm Chuck Getchell, and every day I break down the biggest AI story in just 10 minutes. What it is, why it matters, and how you can actually use it. Picture this AI agents that don't just chat with you, but actually go out and do your work for you. We're not talking about some distant future here. We're talking about February 2026, when something called OpenClaw turned the entire AI world upside down. And it happened because someone figured out how to make building AI agents as easy as having a conversation. Here's what went down. OpenClaw exploded onto GitHub in February and racked up over 300,000 stars faster than anyone expected. But this wasn't your typical AI tool launch. This was pure grassroots chaos. No fancy press releases, no corporate marketing budget, just developers sharing something that actually worked. So what makes OpenClaw different? Most AI agent tools require you to write complex code and scripts. Think of it like programming a robot to make coffee. You'd need to specify every single step. Measure water, heat to 195 degrees, grind beans for exactly 12 seconds. You get the idea. OpenClaw threw all that out the window. Instead, it uses what they call vibe coding, which is tech speak for just tell the AI what you want it to feel like doing. You can literally say something like, be an agent that researches vacation deals under $500 and has good taste in restaurants. And it works. The AI doesn't just follow a rigid script. It adapts, it makes decisions. It acts more like a digital employee than a fancy calculator. And suddenly, people who couldn't code their way out of a paper bag were building autonomous AI agents that could browse the web, analyze data, even handle social interactions. But here's where it gets really interesting. OpenClaw spawned an entire ecosystem almost overnight. Developers started creating spin-offs and variations. The biggest one, something called Moltbook. Think of it as Reddit, but for AI agents. Yes, you heard that right. A social network where AI agents hang out and chat with each other. Now, Moltbook is where things got a little spicy. Someone posted a viral video claiming that AI agents on the platform had invented their own secret language. End-to-end encrypted communication that humans couldn't understand, the agents were supposedly organizing without any human oversight, which sounds like the plot of every sci-fi thriller you've ever seen. The internet went absolutely nuts. Privacy advocates started sounding alarms. Tech Twitter exploded with theories about rogue AI behavior. For about 48 hours, it felt like we were witnessing the birth of some AI uprising. Then researchers actually looked under the hood. Turns out the platform wasn't very secure. It was actually pretty easy for human users to pose as AI agents and post whatever they wanted, so most of that secret AI language panic, probably just people trolling the system to create viral social hysteria. But here's the thing, even with the debunked conspiracy theories, the underlying technology was real enough that some very smart people took notice. OpenAI swooped in and acquired OpenClaw in what's called an acqui-hire. They didn't just want the code, they wanted the team and their approach to making agent creation so simple. And Meta, they grabbed Moltbook and brought its creators Matt Schlicht and Ben Parr into Meta Superintelligence Labs to work on AI team coordination tools. When companies with those kinds of resources start writing checks, you know something real is happening. So why should you care about any of this? Because we're not talking about some abstract future technology. We're talking about AI agents that could be handling parts of your life right now. Let's get practical for a minute. Imagine having a digital assistant that doesn't just remind you about appointments, but actually books them, researches the best options, negotiates better deals on your bills, manages your email inbox, and only bothers you with the stuff that actually matters. For small business owners, this is huge. Instead of hiring a virtual assistant for $15 an hour, you could deploy an AI agent that works 24/7 for the cost of a basic software subscription. Customer service, social media management, lead research tasks that used to require human employees can now be handled autonomously. I talked to a freelance consultant last week who's already using agent-style tools to manage client communications. She says it's like having a really efficient intern who never needs sleep and never misses details. Her productivity has doubled, which means her income potential has doubled too. But let's be honest about the flip side. If AI agents can handle routine work like scheduling, data entry, and basic customer service, some entry-level jobs are going to change or disappear. The smart move isn't to ignore this trend, it's to position yourself to work alongside these tools rather than compete against them. Now here's what you can actually do with this information today. First, you can try OpenClaw yourself. It's open source, which means it's free and available on GitHub. Just search OpenClaw and you'll find the repository. The setup is pretty straightforward basic Python installation and you're off to the races. Don't let the technical language scare you. The beauty of OpenClaw is that once it's installed, using it feels more like having a conversation than writing code. Start simple. Tell it to research something you're curious about or organize information you've been putting off dealing with. There are also spin-off tools like NanoClaw that are even easier to get started with. And if you want to dip your toes in without any installation, Perplexity just launched something called Computer Workflows that lets you build basic agents right in your browser. The key is to start small and think about tasks in your daily routine that are repetitive but still require some decision making. Maybe it's researching products before you buy them, or keeping track of industry news in your field, or managing your social media posting schedule. These are perfect agent tasks because they require some intelligence and adaptability, but they don't need your personal creativity or relationship skills. One word of caution though, as I always say, I'm not a cybersecurity expert, so talk to a professional about your specific situation. But that viral scare about AI agents developing secret languages, it highlighted some real privacy concerns you should think about. When you're setting up any AI agent, pay attention to what data you're giving it access to. Can it read your emails, browse your personal files, make purchases on your behalf? That's like handing someone the keys to your digital life. The good news is that many of these tools can run locally on your computer rather than in the cloud. Remember those AMD Ryzen AI processors we talked about recently? This is exactly the kind of thing they're designed for. Running AI agents on your own hardware means your personal information never leaves your device. For anything sensitive financial information, family photos, private communications, stick with local solutions or platforms that have strong privacy policies and clear data handling practices. What we're seeing with OpenClaw isn't just about one viral tool, it's a signal that we're moving from AI as a question-answering service to AI as a workforce. These are not chatbots that wait for you to ask them something. These are digital employees that can take initiative and work independently. The companies that acquired these technologies, OpenAI, Meta, they're not buying them as cute experiments. They're preparing for a world where AI agents handle a significant chunk of routine business operations, which means the people who learn to work with these tools now are going to have a serious advantage. Not just in tech jobs, but in any role where efficiency and productivity matter. Think about it if your competition is still doing everything manually while you're deploying AI agents to handle the routine stuff, who's going to be more successful? This is what I meant when I wrote the comeback code. The biggest opportunities come to people who see changes like this early and take action, while everyone else is still debating whether it's real. The OpenClaw explosion proves something important. You don't need a computer science degree to build powerful AI tools. You don't need a massive budget or a technical team, you just need to start experimenting and learning what's possible. The barrier to entry for AI agents just dropped through the floor, which means the opportunity for individual empowerment just shot through the roof. The question isn't whether this technology will change how work gets done. The question is whether you'll be leading that change or scrambling to catch up. The future of work is here. Start leading the change today. That's today's AI in 10. If you want to go deeper and learn AI with a community of people just like you, join us at aihammock.com. I'll see you tomorrow, my friends.